Hello, everyone. My name is Ms. Tenora, and today we are going to continue with Chapter 9, Tooth Morphology. We are going to get started on page 156 in your green textbook. Please get your highlighters and pens and notebook so that you can take notes, and we are going to get started. Okay? If you have any questions or concerns, please write them down during this lecture, and then you can contact me once you have viewed the video. If you have any questions or concerns, I am here to answer those questions. Okay? You can call or email. Okay? Let's get started. All right. So I want to start talking about the types of teeth and function. Yesterday, we pretty much learned the quads and what teeth are in each quad. So today we are going to talk about the permanent teeth and the primary teeth, okay? Also, we are going to go ahead and label each tooth and give it a name, or even learn the name that it is supposed to be called. So here, there are two different types of sets of teeth that we're going to be talking about. So let's just get into it. It says the humans grow two sets of teeth. So that means you have two in a lifetime from I guess a youth and a child to a preteen adult. You have teeth that come out that erupt, and then you get a second chance if you don't take care of the first ones. So, but after you get the second set of teeth, there are no more chances after that. That's when brushing and flossing and going to the dentist annually or every 6 months becomes important. Okay. So first, let's talk about your primary teeth. Primary teeth, that's the baby teeth. Okay. And then we're going to talk about the replacements, which is your permanent teeth. Okay. As you can see here, I want you to highlight this in your book. This is on page 156. It talks about the type. I want you to highlight where it says primary teeth first. Primary teeth erupts first and are replaced by the permanent teeth between the ages of 6 and 17. Now, they're just giving you a guesstimation on when the teeth may start to erupt and when the permanent teeth starts to erupt. So if you have a baby and their teeth come in early, then you can guarantee that the teeth are going to start shedding for the permanent teeth to come out early. If they get their teeth late, then it may be a slower process for when the permanent teeth actually come out. So it's a give or take. It's not a right or wrong way or a particular order that it's supposed to happen in. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about your primary teeth. Okay. So in this section, it's going to tell you a little bit about the primary teeth. I'm going to go ahead and get my special friend to read. I call it my special friend, but I just like how it's just thorough. It reads exactly what it says, and then I will explain each step to you. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. What was said was the primary deciduous teeth. It's, if you look at it, deciduous. Okay. That's another fancy name to say baby teeth. Okay. And right here it says the teeth in each quad are named similar to the permanent teeth, and they are. So just listen. All right. So right here in the dentition, I don't like the word baby teeth. I'm gonna just say children's teeth. They should have a total of 20 teeth. 20. So please highlight that on page 156. 20 teeth. It does say in each arch there are 5 teeth in each quad. Remember yesterday we went over our quads. We have 4 quads. So in each quad there are 5 teeth. Okay. And then it talks about, it starts telling you and breaking down the teeth that are found in each quad. So if you look at the figure 9-2 in your green textbook on page 156, it shows you picture A. It shows you exactly that arch of the 5 teeth in each quad. Each tooth in each quad has a name, okay? Here, it's gonna break down what the first teeth are called, okay? And we're gonna get into it, so don't worry. But I'm gonna go ahead and let it finish explaining to you what's what, and then I'm gonna help explain also. So right here, it's gonna break down all these teeth right here, okay? So I'm gonna come right back. Okay. All right. So the first tooth, I know you're probably wondering, like, what's the first tooth? The first tooth is called central incisors, and they're the teeth that we use to cut and bite into our food. So when you're eating that sandwich or that piece of steak, think about the teeth that you use to bite into that sandwich or that steak. Okay. When you go ahead and bite, you don't bite from the side, you bite from the front teeth. So that very front tooth that, children have, that's what they use to bite into their chicken nuggets and things like that. So right here, if you look at my model, right here, this tooth right here, it's called a central incisor. That's what we use. That's the tooth what we use to cut and bite into our food. Okay. Next. All right. So the second, listen to what it said, the second tooth from the midline. So let's look at our picture again. Right here, midline, right? Second tooth from the midline. It's also used to bite and cut into our food. Okay. And next. Okay, so your canine is normally the teeth. Everybody will say that's my eye tooth. That's the vampire tooth because that's like your 2 pointy teeth on your Max and your Man. So that's a common tooth. Everyone always calls it the eye tooth. Okay, that would be the third tooth. And if you look here, so we talked about the central. We talked about the lateral, and then here's the position of the canine. It's your vampire teeth. All right. All right. So as it says, your your molars, your canines is form of cutting the food too, tearing it. But once we get past those 3 teeth, remember there's 5 in one quad. So we already addressed 3 teeth in one quad. So we only have 2 left. That would be the 2 molars, the 2 biggest teeth that you see that's furthest to the back, that's away from the midline. That would be our first and second molars. So let's just look at it. I'm going to make this larger. Maybe it doesn't want to do that today. All right. So it's okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get fancy and we are going to label our teeth. So yesterday we labeled all of our teeth. So I'm going to go ahead and label A, B, C, D, E, F. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Now I'm going to the man. K, L, M, O, I'm sorry, N, O, P, man, darn it. Let's see. I'm getting so better with this thing. I love it. Okay. So N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. All right. Then out. Then I'm going to draw my line, draw my midline, which falls here, all the way between, let me move that P. That P is giving me, oh no. It's okay. We got this. We can always fix. Q, R. All right. All right, so I'm going to draw my midline and all right, now, perfect. Midline. All right, so here I got my midline. Okay, so remember we're just going to focus today, I think, just on the primary teeth. So here we have all 20 teeth. I have divided my quads. I have labeled each tooth, and each tooth has a name on the side. Now, if you remember, yesterday we talked about quads. So here's quad 1. Here is quad 2. Here's quad 3. Quad 3. All right. Text. That's just where it's gonna have to go, huh? That's okay. And 4. All right. So review. So we have 4 quads. We have a total of 20 teeth, and each quad has 5 teeth. All right. So pay attention to this. So here it said that the central was the front tooth, the first tooth, and what that particular tooth did was pretty much cut and help you bite into your chicken nuggets, whatever your preference is, food. Okay. Then that second tooth, which is the lateral, also helped you tear your food, right? Now your canine, which is your eye tooth, played a part in that of, tearing your food down. But then you have your molars, first molar, second molar, which is used to mash the food so you can properly digest the food. Think about if we didn't have these teeth and we went and we just cut a piece of chicken nugget and try to swallow it, probably would choke if it's not chewed properly. Okay. So we have an understanding. Then when we go from the max, we go from the max to the man. We also have to label those teeth too. The difference is we're not starting from the front tooth. You're starting from K. Because you remember, we start from A all the way to T. So we have to make that full circle, okay? So K, of course, K and L are molars, okay? So K is your second, L is your first. So if you want to always kind of count from the front onto the back, this will kind of help you keep track of what tooth is what. So if I start from O, same thing, central, lateral, canine, first molar, second molar. In every quad that you have, all the teeth pretty much have the same name. So what I mean by that is if you look at your max arch, you have 2 front teeth, right? So here would be a central, F is a central, D is a lateral, C is a canine, B is first molar, A second molar. Same thing here. P is a central, Q is a lateral, R is canine, S first molar, T second molar. So they pretty much have the same name. So the good thing about it is you only have to remember one particular name. And that's the difference. That's the difference of having to remember 20 names when you only really have to remember 5 names. And they all have the same. So if you want to look at it this way, and you want to say E and F have the same name, D and G has the same name, C and H has the same name, B and I have the same name, A and J has the same name, O and P has the same name, N and Q, M and R, I and S, K and T. So it's kind of like that sister brother thing, okay? So what this half has, this other half has the same thing, okay? So I hope that gives you a visual of how to break this down. And I absolutely want you to take advantage of writing this particular, these notes that I just gave you on page 158, figure 9-4, where it actually gives you the same figure that I'm working on. This is in your book on page 158, okay? Remember, figure 9-4 gives you the same thing that we're looking at. This is actually, everything that I'm using is in your book. So I want you to label the teeth, from A to T. I want you to draw your midline, okay? And I want you to draw that little horseshoe, that little U to represent that E and F are centrals, D and G are laterals, you know, C and H are canines, B and I are first molars, A and J are second molars. And the same thing for the lower. I want you to make sure you label this particular part, and I want you to take a picture and send it to me. I'm going to submit this as an assignment so that you can submit it to me. Okay, you guys? This is easy. Remember, I believe in you. And if you have any questions, please contact me. All right? And I will be providing a few questions for you to personally answer. Everybody's going to get the same question. So that is what I want you to do in this particular chapter. Well, this part of this chapter. On page 158, I want you to label your picture in figure 9-4, just as I did just now. And I want you to take a picture and send it to me. Okay? We'll go from there. This concludes this part of this lecture. I hope that we have an understanding on the teeth names. And once again, I'm always here for you and to support you in any way possible. So go ahead, get that assignment completed for me. And until next time, we will talk again.